Yo, family, what is up? How y'all doing today? This evening for me personally, but whatever it is, doesn't matter. Today, I kind of just wanted to go into a couple of charts that I had looked at on Saturday. Right here, they're not available because I kind of erased them, but I just kind of wanted to go into what I was looking at, some ideas I had because we did have this strong reversal of a move here on the DXY. Also, if you look at every other pair, we have that same reversal, or not reversal, but break of structure that's created. EG still has another break of structure here. GJ has a break of structure with this move here. GU has a break of structure with this immediate move here. GCP, GBP Chef has a break of structure here in this previous low. So I'm just gonna kind of go into a couple of them and see. I'll show you what I was looking at necessarily and what I was looking for to occur. As you can see right here, EU. The first thing that I was looking at, obviously we had a break of structure. So for those of you for a break of structure, you understand that this is a structural point below these lows. We broke below. Now I'm looking for a retest into price area of where market continuation down. The main thing I was looking for here was kind of this last area of this middle candle here, this, if you want to call it a smart money cube or institutional cube, whatever you stagnant cube, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much you just understand that price was bearish here and then immediately went bullish here. As you can see here, price was bullish, immediately went bearish here. I have a actual video in my videos that goes over smart money cubes, or another word for it. I can't remember at the moment right now, but point in fact is, if you don't understand this, you can go ahead and back to the video, and you'll institutional order blocks. Order blocks is the other one. So as you see here, this middle of this candle ends up being the support here. This middle of this candle might be the support here, but this middle, possibly this candle, as you can see here, these two candles here, becomes the rejection point of where it rejected here to possibly move lower. As we go down the time frames, that's what I was kind of looking for. Since we had a break of structure, I was looking for the next area of this high time frame order block, which is these two cubes here, two candles here that are relatively equal to each other, where price could come back into and actually, have that turnaround. So one way to look at it is, for me, price action that I like to see is high, liquidity grab, break a structure, retest the previous liquidity grab, and then the continuation here. As you could probably see, this here is pretty much the same thing here. And now I'm just looking for price to continuation down, more or less to the next structural point down here, which is going to be probably here. So that's what I'm kind of looking for at this point, is for this continuation to rebalance this here. Also, if you guys want to consider this for another type, I guess you would say, of understanding of the market is, I do have a imbalance actual video also. Imbalances are just an area where price had an immediate reaction. So institutional people came into the reaction into this right here, and they immediately pushed this up and never had any type of retracement. It just went high, consolidation, and then continued higher, rather than having high retracement and then continuation, higher low, higher high, this type of price action. So now what I'm looking for is for this here. As you can see, within this area, between this wick and this wick, there's an imbalance, meaning there's an area where price has yet to be fulfilled, as far as an equal balance of price. Normally, the 50% of an imbalance is where you want to look for price to come back down to. So if I actually draw that out with my fib, because I have two different fibs, as you can see here, I have a 50 and a 71 fib. So my 50 fib is a 50% of an imbalance that's created. So we could draw this here, and then we could look at the 50% of where that line is going to come into. So my first area of target of what I'm really looking for is, I'm not talking about TP1. I'm talking about, for an overall move, is going to be at this 50% of this imbalance within this area here. Also, if you notice, that lines up with another order block on this time frame for the 1 hour, being these two here. So being that that could be relatively equal to, sorry guys, one second, I don't know what happened right now. But being that this could be, you know, the 50%, the top of it, it might come down a little bit lower into this area where I was looking for here, for price to come down into there to rebalance. Okay. So pretty much when you look at BOS, breaks of structures, you hear like this one here, we have break of structure, we have the retest, or I guess you would call it the right shoulder if you trade left and head and shoulder patterns. But this is what I'm looking for into this order block here. Also, if I draw a regular horizontal line, the top of this here is going to be into another order block somewhere over here on the left. Let me go to another time frame, see if we can find it. So as we see here, that line comes into this order block that's here. Okay. So this makes sense to me as where, you know, price might have a rejection, because if you look here, got another one here, you got two equal candles here, you have a bullish engulfing here where price broke through it. So it all adds up. Okay, so this is pretty much what I'm looking for, or what I looked for. As so it matches the DXY, being that it's EU. Okay, we have that same type of idea. So like right here, let me go to the higher time frame, the 4 hour. We had one bullish engulfing candle here, but also what you see here on this level is we have an imbalance that was created. So this is just flipped the opposite of EU. Okay, this is what I was looking for price to come into more or less the same type of price action as the other one, but it's just the opposite. So now I'm looking for this. Okay, so liquidity, shoulder break, retest, and then continuation. So now if we go down the 2 hour, we're going to look at is that same type of instant to where, you know, right here. So as you see here, like the structure, we have that same type of movement. Okay, so if I draw this here, we have 1, 2, break of structure, retest, and now I'm looking for the continuation to come back into this imbalance here. Also, like you see on EU, we have the same type of, sorry, we have the same type of obvious instant, you know, imbalance within here. So it's my target. Also, what we have within that, sorry guys, give me a second. Also, what we have within this here is, I don't like that one. So let me go back to the 2 hour. But as you can see here, where these kind of order blocks occur, is the same price of where structure was broken and it actually had to move the other way. So if I move this directly over, you can see how it retests that area where it rejected and now possibly can come up here. Now the price hasn't made this move yet, but it's just as what I was looking for to come into the week. I did this markup Saturday for me. So now I understand that this is what I'm shooting for. Anything after this could be great, but more or less, this is what I'm shooting for because it's my nearest area of target in which I have a great confidence into. I do expect price to maybe come a little higher, but that's not foreseen. All I know is that this is where I'm going for. Okay. As we look at GJ, same type of thing. We had a break of structure last week. I was actually watching this Friday, and I was kind of not upset necessarily, but I did buy this from here to here Friday, from this bottom to here, and then I closed. So I took 50 pips, but I did know that already that we kind of had this break of structure within this here. So this is the break of structure. This is the retest. Okay, this one's a little different. It's not the same as how I like to see the other ones, but I'll show you what I. So this here is a break of structure. This is the retest, and this is the move here. So if I go down to the 30-minute, you'll see the same type of pattern as what I was looking for on the other one. Okay, so here we have 1, 2, break, retest, continuation. Okay, so this is the same type of idea. And then also what you'll start to see is, okay, where now are we playing as far as areas of order blocks to play off. Okay, for instance, here, this is an order block right here with these candles here. If I draw this directly over from the bottom of this candle, we almost reach into it. We're very short of it, but it's very close. But also, if I look at this one next to it right here, this move here, this does actually make into this top of this order block here where this comes. Okay, so I'm not saying that it's not possible. What I'm just saying is the fact that, you know, obviously, hold on, son. I'm doing a video. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. So that's where you see how this comes into here. Now, since I had seen this move occur, but I didn't take it because for some reason my mind wasn't just in it, and I was driving out of town, so I didn't really have the time to watch price accumulate this year and then fall through. Coming in Saturday, what I was looking for here on the 4 hour is I was looking for the rebalance of this bearish engulfing. Now, if we look at maybe the 2 hour, it looks a little better. Now, remember what I said is you can play either order blocks or you can play imbalances, okay? And what I mean by imbalance is before this wick occurs here, this gap here from this wick to this wick is an imbalance. Now, if I try to do a fib of 50% of this imbalance, you'll see that price comes directly almost into that 50% of that imbalance, okay? If I take this away, we see how this wick comes almost directly into the 50% of the imbalance, comes a little short. Actually, let me move that on the top. So it pretty much taps it, okay? So I was looking for a little bit of higher of a price up here because I kind of went down to the 30-minute and I was looking for more or less, I think it was the bottom of this area here for price to come into. I wanted to see it come a little higher, but it chose not to. But I understand why is because they were playing the split of these two candles here, which is the 50% of the imbalance on the 1 hour in a 2 hour, 4 hour time frame. So what's cool about this, and the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because if you see this move here, 50% of the imbalance, we go to GU, you see the same exact thing here, 50% of this imbalance from this wick to here. Where does price come into? It comes into 50%, it comes a little higher. Ultimately, for me also, I was looking for this order block here to be, back into, which it comes very close, but the point is it didn't reach my area of target where I wanted it to do it. So there's nothing wrong with it. I didn't take the trade. There's nothing wrong with not taking a trade if you don't see what you want. I did see this 50% of the imbalance. But for me, I was more interested in EU, being that this came into the pattern that I like to see. Now you see here, we might be coming back up again, or we might just be continuing bullish in general because Euro GBP, I was kind of looking for this imbalance over here. I think it's on the 4 hour, kind of this area in here to get filled in again. So if the Euro GBP has the bullish aspect to it, then Euro USD might have to continue the bullish aspect also. And then the pound would have probably been the smarter pair to sell off rather than, the Euro. But that comes with, learning, understanding how, sorry, how, I can't think of the word right now, when they match, starts with C. Anyways, I'll come back to that. But correlation, sorry, there you go. So correlation between the pairs. So EG is going to show you which one is stronger, the euro or the pound. Then when you go to trade something like GU, you understand that the pound is weaker, so this might be the better one to sell. And if the euro is stronger, this might be the better one to maybe just stay away from because price might not move as much as the pound, being that the pound is the weaker strength to sell off, okay? Same thing with GU, like I said, 50% of the imbalance. Okay, we just went over this here. Same thing with GBP Chef, same thing of this imbalance that was created here. This imbalance was the original imbalance from this week. As you can see here, they came into 50% of this imbalance with this wick here, and then they continued the move. For me personally, I was looking a little higher. I believe somewhere in this area, off like the 30-minute. I think I kind of went into something there. Yeah, so this order block here, as you see, it's stagnant price. So I was looking for it to be the area where they came into and then continue the bearish aspect. But there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I just didn't take this. I have taken trades like this, but for me, this is a pure price is what I really want to see. And if I'm not seeing what I want, I technically usually don't take the trade because sometimes I feel like I'm forcing it. Now, there's a little bit of different aspect of, forcing a trade and knowing when the trade is ready to go. This probably here is at the 12 o'clock London session. So you see right here in London, beginning of London session. So seeing this price action at London session, I should have known to take it. I did see it. Same thing with GU, London session. I seen it. Same thing with GBP, JAPI, London session, I seen it, but it wasn't the full retracement that I wanted like I got in EU. So um, London session here, let's see, London session. So this is a little bit after London session, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. So I didn't take it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Your trading should be based upon what you like to see. So now um, the only thing I could see for EU is if it's gonna play maybe this last up down area here. This is probably gonna be the real last resistance point here. If it doesn't hold here, it may come back up to here, but I don't want to see it break this. Reason being is because once it breaks that, if it decides to sit on top of this, it may continue bullish. And I don't want to see that because for me, that's kind of more of a red flag of, okay, this price is probably just going to continue bullish. And it's not going to have the bearish aspect that I want to see. So break higher, take liquidity up here. So really, I don't even want to see it come up here. Really, I want to just see it stay below this. I don't want to see it break above this. If it could stay below this, then it would be a lot nicer for me, a lot more confident. So if we could see maybe this, something, I don't know, something like that. It doesn't look the best. I probably should have done it a little better. But my point is probably to take this last high here, and then come into here to match this high, and then maybe start to break price lower. Would probably be my best thing I'd want to see. I don't really want to see price come up this high. That's just for me personally, knowing price action, having price action, reading it for so long, understanding, and that's a big thing too, understanding what you want to see. Like I said, I had 4 setups and they all pretty much played out as far as like the retracement. It didn't come to the exact point, but I was awake until where I could have took these trades, but I didn't see what I wanted. And this is what I wanted. So I saw this and I took it. So there's nothing wrong with missing on other things that you see. Even ECAT, I had an idea to buy. I wanted to buy, I think at this right here, as you see, it wicked it twice, and then it continued the actual move. So right now I'd be up 60 pips, but that's okay. I was looking for, I think the 4-hour inbounce up here. And this matches EJ, and that's why I was looking for this. So if I go directly from here to EJ, you'll understand why I'm looking for what I'm looking for. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. So you can see how these match, but that's okay because I missed it, and there's nothing wrong with that because I was looking for something else, and if this ultimately doesn't play how I want to, that's okay. Learning is the best part of this. So anyways, I just want to go a little bit about some stuff I've seen this week to happen. I just wanted to go over a little bit of price action that might help, clear up some things that I look for anyone that might be, just looking to sharpen a little bit on, what price action they're looking for, what they might be looking for in general. So, much love. Hope everyone has a wonderful evening, night, depending on where you're from. Definitely stay safe out there.